Building a new airport can reduce carbon dioxide emissions and help fight global warming. Climate change is an existential threat. At first glance, you might think that promoting air travel and building a new commercial airport will not help reduce emissions. But thanks to Canada's Aviation Emissions Paradox, building a new airport just east of Toronto in Pickering is exactly what we need to do to reduce emissions. Here are 3 ways the new Pickering Airport will help reduce emissions and fight climate change.
First is Canadian air travel's unique efficiency compared to other forms of travel. In Canada, the tyranny of geography, combined with our dispersed population and the efficiency of new passenger jet technology, makes air travel the best way to travel in most cases. Air travel is the safest, fastest, and most carbon emissions efficient way to travel between most major cities in Canada. Using the International Civil Aviation Organization's emissions calculator, we find that airlines are using less than 3 liters per 100 kilometers per paying passenger seat. Even better, a new Canadian-built Airbus A220 is pushing 2 liters per 100 kilometers per passenger seat. This is a fraction of the fuel used by an average car. If you add in the carbon footprint of building, maintaining, and clearing snow from roads and rail lines over Canada's geography, the ability to fly straight as an arrow, investing in new aviation infrastructure is a clear winner.
Second, by building new locally accessible airport infrastructure, we can improve road transportation efficiency while supporting economic and population growth. Today, 2,500,000 people live within 30 kilometers of the Pickering Airport lands. This population is expected to grow by more than 1 million in the next 20 years. The shorter the commute time to an airport and its economic zone, the lower will be the emissions produced every day in our community. Shorter commutes also significantly enhance the quality of life for working parents with young children.
Reason 3. Canadian aviation is on a path to net zero emissions. Today, aviation generates about 3% of Canada's total greenhouse gas emissions. To neutralize these emissions, Canada has signed on to 2 aviation industry programs approved by the United Nations Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change. These programs address aviation emissions with the goals of achieving carbon neutral status. The first is the Airports Council International Airport Carbon Accreditation Program for Airport Carbon Neutral Accreditation. 21 Canadian airports, representing over 93% of all Canadian commercial air traffic, have already signed on to this program. The second is Carbon Offsetting and Reduction Scheme for International Aviation that targets aircraft emissions generated in flight. As of October 2022, 118 nation-states, representing more than 88% of all international flights, have signed on to this program. The majority of emissions will be removed by the use of new net-zero fuels that will replace Jet A. Sustainable aviation fuels are a family of new fuels that enable existing and future aircraft to have no net impact on carbon dioxide levels in our atmosphere. Some of these new fuels are available today as a direct replacement for Jet A. Others, such as hydrogen and electric power technology, hold the promise of a quiet, clean future. These programs will enable the new airport in Pickering and every single aircraft flying out of it to be net zero.
Pickering Airport can help Canadians fight climate change by improving transportation efficiency, reducing commute times with local accessible infrastructure, and enabling the switch to new net zero emissions fuels. In the future, Pickering Airport can also become a green energy hub for the region, with the room to build out new green hydrogen creation infrastructure, utilizing a net zero emissions electrical grid. This new fuel can help power the entire region into a zero emissions future. Find out more at www.pickeringairport.org.